Hi, my name is Zoe Mitchell, and this is my presentation on sexism and stereotypes in the teenage environment. In this case, my audience are 9th and 12th graders, if you couldn't already tell. So, starting off with sexism, what is sexism? Sexism, in our case, is going to be a bias based on the belief that men are inherently superior to women. So, biologically, genetically, all of that jazz. So stereotypes are a set of beliefs about the characteristics of a particular group that are generalized to all members of that group. So Hispanics, black people, black men, black women, we're getting very specific. And you're probably thinking, why should I care about this? Why is this important to me? This is important to you because you could use this to become an excellent leader, cause change in your environment. And this environment I'm on about, what about it? Like, we can see this stuff in our everyday life, regardless of who or what we identify as. So, what's this environment all about anyways? Well, this environment, the teenage environment that I'm going to be discussing, is the social environment. Now, nature versus nurture is a psychological term of your environment versus people, pretty much. And so, what are the connections between sexism and stereotypes? Well, both are used to drive a wedge between individuals and or groups of people based on predetermined and or biased beliefs. So, starting off with this next slide, we have an example of sexism with the woman suggesting and being completely, utterly ignored. Note that she is unmarried, so this is even worse behavior, and it'd be much worse if she was a married woman. And this guy saying, did you see that presentation of the girl from Oxford that she gave this morning? He could have simply said, did you see the presentation that student from Oxford gave? No, he decided it had to be a girl. He had to make that clear. And what is this? Oh, that's an example of stereotypical cheerleader, stereotypical nerd. Look at them, they're gossiping. Ooh, I wonder what they're saying. That is very kind of major what we see. And the harm of this is that, sexism in our case, that's going to potentially enforce power dynamics, very bad power dynamics, that's limiting human potential, and it could cause severe mental health issues from people that, get sexist comments and such. And the harm of stereotyping, well, you're literally dehumanizing an individual by throwing them into a group. You're basing it off of false beliefs, and you're encouraging discrimination and just not nice things based on grouping. Society's role in this, society encourages, socialization and wants you to talk, but it also doesn't encourage you to not say what you believe. We have a thing called freedom of speech here, and, well, we have the media, which they use as a joke. The addressing model, think of it as a social convention. Social psychologists use this to kind of understand why people interact with others the way they do. It's very important in social psych. So how can you make a change? What can you do to create a change in your environment? Oh, well, I am just so glad you asked, high school student. You want to know how you can make a change in your environment? Point out, these sexist habits. In this case, we're having two guys having a conversation, one saying he saw a girl in something interesting, another guy being like, well, what was interesting about it? He's pointing out that his point of view isn't exactly nice towards that woman. And this is a idea of how we could change stereotypes, acknowledging your bias, confronting the fact that you were stereotyping someone, focusing on that visual, getting to know them, showing them empathy, compassion, promoting inclusivity. So again, what is sexism? Sexism is a biased belief that men are better than women, but we can change that as a way to spread awareness, like, hey, this is something that happens. Don't overlook it. It's very important. What does it mean to be stereotyped? In our case, it means we're going to fit people into tiny little boxes with a bunch of other people, and we're not going to be going into conversations or environments with an open mind, and that's really important. So what does it mean to be open-minded? How can you be open-minded? You can educate yourself. You can talk with your peers, with your teachers about these topics. You can say, hey, I have a question about this thing. And that is a current issue in our education system today. And in conclusion, this is very important to be talked about with people at your guys' age level, because you might not be able to get this information in your current state, so bringing it to you is much safer. Thank you for listening.